You are here for the 10-minute tactical talk with two tough guys. We have two tips. Philip's got the clock rolling. I am Colonel Garth Massey. He is Philip Folsom. We represent programs that drive excellence, and that is our topic today. And if you're under 40, take good notes. If you're over 40, stop what you're doing and pay attention, because today's talk is about engagement, staying involved, and the striving for excellence instead of making excuses. So we got two hot tips for you because, we look around at our peer group, we look around at our society. Frankly, there are a lot of people who have used excuses to provide maneuver space in their life so they don't have to try anymore. And after 40, as your diet changes and you start worrying about like your company and you worry about your family and you're like, all I need is nothing to change so I can make it to retirement, your head's in the wrong place.
Hey, the first one, I would say that we have eyes in the front. We like to hunt. We're built to play offense. We're built to grow, evolve, explore, discover, achieve. The list goes on and on and on. As soon as we disengage from that playing offense mindset, and we start trying to not lose, boy, we start hemorrhaging all of our creativity, our inspiration, our morale. So that happens at not only a social, psychological, but a biochemical level. When we are hungry, we operate differently. Even just our personality is different. So that's my first big one. It's just keep staying up to play offense because it's just better across the board.
My number one is don't hide from judgment. I think we get to a place where, our suffering, like the things that are hard cause us worry. I don't want to run out of, mortgage money. I don't want to have to struggle to take my spouse out for a date. I don't want to worry about hiring a new employee, right? Those things we worry about because it's suffering. It's suffering worrying about all the bills, all the stuff, all the things that pile up, your weight, your health, your diet, right? So rather than suffer and have to worry about it, we just hide. And it's easier to make an excuse and say like, well, here's the deal. I'm going to start tomorrow. The crowd, the critics, and your inner voice can't judge what you're going to do tomorrow. So we sit back on our laurels and we wait and we say, hey, tomorrow I'm going to start. And the only reason I'm bad today is because tomorrow's the day this all begins. Because we're afraid of the judgment of starting something and sucking at it or having it be hard. And we would judge ourselves harder than anybody else. But if you're in an exercise program and you're still out of shape, right, you have to be like, I'm not pushing myself hard enough. And you suffer the judgment from that. But if you can just push it off, it's okay to be out of shape if you haven't started the workout, because you can make all the excuses in the world and drive yourself forward. So don't hide from the judgment. Take the judgment, get started, get in the arena. That's my one.
I love that word because I think our society has taken the term judgment as a really negative thing. It's like, dare we say masculinity? It's like, oh, don't say but judgment is, to have good judgment, that used to be a thing. Like, wow, he's got good judgment. So I love reclaiming that term as something that is positive. And I'll kind of use that as a little segue. Judgment is connected to shame. That's another word that is universally negative in our current culture. And I want to just propose that it's not, because if you're doing something that is shameful, don't do it. That's why it exists. That's why the shame function exists at a biochemical evolutionary level, is it's designed to regulate behavior in the tribe. So yeah, if you're not behaving in a way that you're proud of and you feel some sense of shame about that, then engage with that. Put a little self-judgment and go, yeah, I shouldn't be eating that or drinking that or watching that, because that's your free will. You get to actually exercise that. We have either two choices looking at all of these opportunities for growth, and evolve or repeat. And at one point in your life, if you're watching this, There was a time where you were hungry and committed to your evolution. And when we plateau, when we settle, the death sentence.
Yeah.
That's my second.
Okay. My number two, fear. My number two is that fear works. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to be motivated, to be driven, and to have that nagging fear that it's not going to work out okay, because it will drive you. Now, I'm not talking about hide a clown in your closet and, every morning you jump out and he tries to stab you with a kitchen knife or something crazy. I'm talking about a truly understanding your fear. Why are you afraid? What is it you think you're going to lose out on? And what are you willing to do to not lose? What anvil are you willing to put yourself against so that you can forge yourself into something stronger? You can make yourself into something better. And it just can't stop because, your kids are off to college or they're all in high school now. So I can kind of, let down a little bit. No, let fear continue to help shape your goals, continue to help shape your actions, and to make you push just a little bit harder when you feel like just sort of settling down. Because otherwise, like you said, you just sort of fade off and you do nothing. Like there's no shame, there's no accountability, you're hiding from all the judgments, both from yourself, which is the most powerful one, and from the critics and the other people. So fear works. Use it.
Yeah. And men, women, if you're watching this, we need you as strong as possible. It's a requirement, it's a duty to be fit for duty.
Yeah. You can't engage in the world in the way we need you to engage in the world. And your team needs you and your family needs you if you're not taking care of both yourself, physically, mentally, all of it. That's your 10-minute talk. How did we do?
Boom. We did great. All right, 8 minutes. Boom.
8 minutes. So for anyone who stuck around, here's the deal. These are not ads, but this is an ad. Get engaged. I mean, look at what in 8 minutes, the topics we're covering, right? There is depth in here. And so if I get to make a plug, because I do, because you've listened for 8 minutes, there are 2 phenomenal programs, and we're making a third that you should check out. If you have not looked at K4, look at K4, right? It involves joining a group, being accountable, getting up, and taking part in the group activities to challenge yourself to grow. Philip is down in the Santa Monica area. You can do it all online, correct?
Roger that.
Yep. So you can engage with a large group of people who are working to drive themselves, men who are looking to accelerate themselves. It's a great way to start. I run a program called Forged in 84. The soft launch is in 2 weeks. Getting involved in Forged in 84 is going to be hard. You are not allowed to do it by yourself. You must lead a team through or be on a team that is led. Groups of 4 can go through. If you try and do it by yourself, 84 days, 12 weeks, 3 months, it's too much work. You need people that you can be accountable for. So there is no better way to learn than to teach. So take up the mantle, grab a group, go through with your own men's accountability group or women's accountability group. This one is designed for everyone. You will make better habits. You will examine and change the way you eat, the way you work out, the way you work at your job. Like all of these things must come under examination, and you will develop leadership skills in the process, either for yourself, for your company, for your people. Both of these programs are solid programs by people with a lot of experience about stepping up to the plate. And then the last one. In April, 2 consecutive Fridays, April 23rd and April 30th, we are going to the mountains. Space is limited because of COVID and because of learning. And you must be some degree of fit to go, because we are going to hike in the mountains, not high, not far, but enough that, you need to show up willing to move. We have a lot of hands-on experiential stuff planned for you. This is an opportunity to challenge yourself and to step into a different realm. And we're going to do it where the air is a little bit thinner and it's a little bit cleaner, and we can spread out and really talk.